Oh, that's immortal. That one is. Woo. Hello and be welcome to another Let's Talk About. This time we're gonna be talking about Elden Ring. I am WolfpackPanda and I hope you're having an amazing day, morning, afternoon, evening, depending on your time zone and the time of the day you're watching this. So, I am currently playing this beautiful game called Elden Ring. I have played roughly 45 plus minus hours on PC, and most of the times I like to do these videos at more than 20 hours of playthrough, depending on the game, of course. Nevertheless, better late than never. I like sharing my thoughts, opinions of all the playthroughs I'm doing, games of the play. Yeah, you know. I basically have played the first 3 Dark Souls from FromSoftware. I'm not a hardcore fan. Like I know I have never done like new game pluses or tried to build a build or create a build for my character and keep improving them. I'm not that kind of guy. I finish the game, I leave it, and maybe after several years I might come back to that game. So I played Dark Souls 1 and 2 on Xbox 360 and Dark Souls 3 on Xbox One. And years after I finally been able to play this amazing game, I think one thing that I want to point out or highlight from this, my playthrough at least, is that for me these kind of games are meant to be played without knowing nothing. No knowing what to do, no knowing where to go, just you, your weapons, and moving forward, exploring, discovering, dying, learning. For me, that's the real Souls experience, for at least from these games. And that's why when I was streaming, I was asking everybody not to give me advices, tips, whatever, because of course, if you get the tips of the people, now you know how to defeat the enemy easier, way easier. So you don't have this rage, this victory, this satisfying defeat against the bosses. I think that's taking out as same as knowing where to go, what to do, or where to find whatever you need to continue the story. That's why I really recommend going blind and offline, because sometimes you get the messages of the ground. Like, I'm not explaining everything of the game. This is no tutorial, this is no guide, this is no review. So yeah, these messages on the ground that tell you where are the hidden stuff or what you could do. Of course, most of them are trolling, which is funny, to be honest. But yeah, it takes definitely some immersion of the game. As well, for example, if you summon enemies or companions, real people, real characters to boss fights, at this time of the game, there are so many overpowered gamer fellas that destroy the enemies in seconds, so they take also the joy and satisfaction of doing it by yourself. So I summon only the NPCs and spirits, which in my liking is also a way how this game was meant to be played. That's why they are there, and I think it was a huge differentiator of the other Souls games that FromSoftware have made, that you can bring some spirits to aid to your fight. That's why I use them, because I had a feeling it's meant to be. Of course, you can do it by yourself, solo, but I think that's a challenge you have to make for yourself if you want to improve in the game or just take another experience of it. So yeah, I would like to talk about a little bit of the gameplay. It feels, of course, like a Dark Souls game, but improved. You know, like you have this open world, you have these modern mechanics, you have horse with double jump, you have cool skills with weapons, animations, and everything. And what I also have to give props of this game is the vast number of unique weapons and playstyles that you can have in this game. That's insane. It could be also very overwhelming, like other stuff that I want to talk about. But the fact that every weapon kind of works different and need different skill sets can make the game pretty refreshing. If you get bored with one weapon, if you find like something cool, then the learning curve has to start over again, which makes the game more have to do by myself, you know? That's what I mean. Like fresher, like you know what I'm trying to say. It gives this feeling of okay, it's evolution, it's progression, but I have to give 2 steps back to give 5 after. No, 1 step back to do 2 steps forward, you know. So yeah, like I said, this Spirit Ashes is actually quite really cool. I like it, and the fact that you can also be improving them, it gives you the feeling that you don't have to throw away one just because you find a newer one, but you improve them in order to also be like they can be efficient after some bosses, or actually not be obsolete after some other bosses. Damn, this is started going wrong. And yeah, of course, there are also different skill sets and playstyles of each spirit, so you can use your best depending on the boss. I will say, like, from other Souls games, maybe the difficulty. I think it's also important to mention that in compared to other Souls games from FromSoftware, I think it's one of the easiest ones. Now, I will put in whatever they are called, parentheses. No, in German is Klammer. Of course, if you're talking about going 100% solo, no summons, or if you think, okay, permadeath, first try, it's gonna be tough. Which game isn't that way? If you take some features, mechanics, or permadeath, a lot of games will be. But the main how the game is stayed without cheating or anything, and all the options you have to upgrade almost everything, to search other areas if you get stuck in a place or with a boss. Like, you have a lot of flexibility to do other stuff in order to succeed against really tough bosses. So yeah, I think that's why I will put like a relative easy game compared to other Souls games. And oh yeah, I like the fact that when you're like moving between areas, sometimes you get stuck or you don't find the place to go, and you're just like so stressed that you say, okay, I will have a pause and maybe I come back some levels after with a fresher mind. And you can mark the areas, because nothing is marked only by the bonfires, the grays, what I call them, bonfires. So you can come back later, because you can get so distracted in the whole world with bosses, with caves, with dungeons, catacombs, that sometimes you completely forgot where the bosses are when you got stuck, or what's the catacomb you had trouble of finding, or if you saw like a, I don't know, like an item in the roof, but you had no clue how to reach it. Maybe later you will kind of have the same situation, and in that moment you will be able to solve it, so you can just bring this experience back and do it in the other place that you had trouble with, and you can mark those areas. Like it's completely cool how you have the option on just making the map and marking it just by yourself, just if you had it on paper and you put your markings and everything. I think that's actually pretty cool, pretty genius. It was also good to put, I don't know, maybe like some commentaries, but the way it is, the different icons, it's pretty helpful still, and I like it. I think that was pretty genius of FromSoftware of doing this. Of course, who doesn't like cutscenes? I like cutscenes, you like cutscenes. So the bosses having cutscenes and voice gives a different feeling of this kind of games, where no one talks, only some NPCs, and they speak in hieroglyphics that you don't understand a single thing, with bunch of names that you have no clue who's talking about. For example, this Melina, Molina. They're like 3 with M, A, M, E, and I kinda like mix it. Marika, yeah, Queen Marika, Malena. I think she's the god of Rot, the goddess of Rot, and then Melina. I don't even learn it. Like, come on, like sometimes it's like pretty confusing to follow up the whole story. Yeah, if I move now to the graphics and animations, okay, it's a great, good-looking game, like which Dark Souls isn't. You have like these huge scenarios, these huge castles, but yeah, it keeps the style of the previous games. Some places look like pretty fresh, but others are like kind of feel not recycled, but kind of you feel like you have seen them before if you have played other Souls games. But yeah, it's kind of difficult to just come up with a lot of ideas. For example, like graveyards or I don't know, caves. They're always the same, but kind of you have the feeling you have explored several caves in different games. What happened to me at a certain point of the game, like for 30 hours plus, I think, is that I start getting really overwhelmed and bored out of the whole explorations or areas. Of course, I'm streaming every single day, so if you don't do it, like if you play 3 times to twice a week, you might not have that problem unless you're like already want to finish the game because you're like 3-4 months, 5 months playing this, depending how much you're loving it. But there were places that you arrive and you see this gigantic place with so many paths or areas and secrets, and sometimes you think, okay, you know, enough is enough. I will just run straight forward to some enemies. I will just skip some items. It started happening to me. But when it was an easy grab or a cool boss or a cool fight, I still stayed. But with some minions, sometimes I just pass them through. I didn't have the energy to kill them all. Or maybe this is actually how it's meant to be played, most probably. And yeah. What I also like is the combat animations from the abilities and weapons. They actually nail it, how everything feels fluent. Same as the bosses and enemies. Their movements are so smooth, are so fluent, that it's like dancing sometimes between the fights of both factions, you and the enemies. That's a really nice addition of the game. Yeah, of course, boss and music effects are majestic, like all of the games, and same as story. Like you get a lot of lore and everything, but if you're not like a hardcore person of a great understanding of how this how the lore that has been spread throughout the world is connected, then you're gonna really get lost. And mostly, for example, if you're not an English speaker, then you can forget about it. It's really difficult to really follow the whole. But I guess that FromSoftware is already aware of that, and it's just how they tell the story, and it's completely fine. Overall, to that, I'm having a really nice experience. I'm enjoying the game every single minute. I don't know if I said it, but I'm fighting the final boss, or most probably the final boss. Try like 5, 6, 7 times, but then it was like 3 AM, so I had to leave it. And I haven't fought again Malina, this goddess of Rot that I've heard is the hardest one. So I would like to fight her at least before finishing, not before finishing the game, before my last stream. Maybe she could be the last boss of my last stream playing this game. That I will say, okay, I managed to beat Elden Ring. So I hope you like this video. It's not really long, but I'm just sharing, talking, like try to do a little structure, but not like really structured, just bullet point my ideas and try to speak my opinions, what I like it's like I already said in the intro. Well, tell me your thoughts. What are your feelings about this game? And yeah, keep enjoying your day and see you next time or in the streams. Bye bye.